Hi, my name is John Richards. I'm the founder of Goldacres, which started in about 1978. My father had a business on the site that I went into, and he has a fuel agency. He sold Atlantic fuel, and he was also a wool and sheepskin buyer. And that was the building where we started Goldacres from. It's a prominent building in the main street, yes. People were getting interested in chemical spraying, using chemicals to control weeds rather than cultivation, and very few farmers had a sprayer. So there was a very obvious need for a trailed sprayer at the time. We did look at people who were in the industry and to see if we could sell their products, and it soon became obvious that the products weren't much. So I thought, I can do this as well as what they are, and so that's when we started. Part of it was pretty simple, just to get a tank on wheels. So we had to find a manufacturer of fiberglass tanks, which we found one fairly easily, and then we made a frame to put it on and wheels to put underneath it. The rest of the plumbing, the filtration and the pumps, that wasn't too hard either, but then we had to design a boom that delivered the chemical onto the ground, and that was very difficult. But that goes on today. That's the most intricate part of the sprayer, is the boom, trying to get that right. I got great support from some people who wanted to support a local industry, an Australian industry, but it also went the other way, in that some people thought, well, what would a small manufacturer in rural Victoria know about doing this? So it wasn't all good. I did have some wonderful support, but it wasn't 100% support. We were making sprayers and also a couple of other agricultural machines, and I wanted a brand name for it. And at the same time, Dr. Alan Bond had come out from England and bought a fair amount of broadacre land in central New South Wales, and set himself up as a bit of a guru on how to grow broadacre wheat country. He was quite a very good self-publicist, and everyone knew about Dr. Bond and what he was up to. And he had big machinery and big acres, and must have had a fair bit of money behind him. And he got going with his farming operation, and then in conjunction with John Shearer, who were a major machinery manufacturer at the time, they organised an expo on his property, which he called Grain the Other Gold. And a lot of people went up to his farm and had a look at what he was doing, and hundreds of farmers went up there to see what Dr. Bond was up to. And his theme of Grain the Other Gold was on everyone's lips, and I thought, well, gold, that's a pretty good thing to have in the name of our sprayer, so it became Goldacres, and I think it's as relevant today as it was then. I also remember doing some research into colours, and I don't know how relevant this was, but what I came back with was that green was the colour that made everyone feel good. So that was how we got green, and then put yellow with it, and you had the Australian colours. Chemicals to control weeds and pests and stimulate growth is part of agriculture, and I can't certainly they're going to evolve a lot, but I can't see anything changing much from this situation. That in order to get crops to grow on an economic basis, we've got to help them. We've got to cut down the competition they have and stimulate the growth. So I can't see an end to the current technology. I can see a lot of upgrades to it and doing it better and more economically and more safe, but it'll continue in basically the form it's in now. We are getting the use of cameras to identify weeds is certainly an exciting development which is going on right now in our field. Being a family business and giving an opportunity to the two sons and all working together, and I think that is just makes the work of doing this worthwhile, that it's a family business. Hopefully it'll go on for some more generations, because some of my grandchildren are starting to show some interest in the business already, so maybe it'll go on into another generation.